From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Afternoon Edition.
Right now on the Afternoon Edition, the man accused of killing Cash App founder Bob Lee pleading not guilty today in court. Good afternoon, I'm Elizabeth Cook. These are the latest developments from inside the courtroom. Nemo Momeni appeared today for his arraignment, more than a month after allegedly stabbing Cash App founder Bob Lee to death. This is the third time his arraignment has been pushed back. His defense attorney asked for more time so the team can build its case. Momeni is accused of stabbing and killing Lee with a kitchen knife on Main Street near Harrison on April 4th. He was arrested by police less than 2 weeks later at his home in Emeryville. Prosecutors say Momeni stabbed Lee to death after a dispute over Momeni's sister. Court documents indicate he was concerned she was doing drugs with Lee. Earlier this month, a medical examiner report showed Lee had alcohol, cocaine, and ketamine in his system.
The police spoke to witnesses that they knew everything within like 5 hours of it. And I don't understand for the life of me, having done, look, I was a DA. I would have like gone and knocked on people's door. Yo, what happened? Yo, what happened? Yo, what happened? And they didn't do that.
The judge ruled that Momeni will remain in custody. Our team will have a lot more on this hearing a little bit later in our newscast. You can get the latest breaking news streaming 24/7 on CBS News Bay Area and on KPIX.com. New video this afternoon of a brush fire along Highway 4 in Martinez. It broke out around 10 o'clock this morning near the westbound lanes just east of McEwen Road. Fire crews have created a line around the 5-acre fire and continue to mop up the area. All right, switching gears, let's get to First Alert meteorologist Jessica Birch. Jessica, you could see that smoke blowing really fast in the video. Is it a windy day today over there?
It is, and I mean, it's only getting gustier in our inland areas and especially along the coast too. So let's actually start with the winds, because whether or not you live in that area, this will still impact you somehow heading into this afternoon, especially if you live along our coastal areas. So let's advance the clock. Now we're heading all the way into the 12:45, even into the 5 o'clock hour tonight. That onshore flow stays consistent. It's kind of moving in from the north just along our coastline, and we're up to 30, even 35 mile per hour winds along there. So despite the fact that fire is happening, I mean, it's still inconvenient for our coastal areas, but off closer to Martinez, about 20 mile per hour wind gusts are expected heading into the evening hours tonight. Let's actually take it out to the East Bay right now. This is a live look from Mount Diablo, just over Walnut Creek. Current temperatures right now, just near Concord, sitting at 72 degrees. It's going to be a warm one for us today, especially off in those East Inland hills. I can't say that's the case, though, along our coastline. Daytime highs today are going to warm up even more. Right now, we're just at 57 near San Francisco, 72 over in Concord. Like I mentioned, we're going to see that marine layer begin to break apart, and I'll have more on that coming up in a bit. But for now, back to you, Liz.
All right, Jess, thanks so much. We are hearing exclusively from the father of Banko Brown as the fallout grows over Brown's shooting death at a San Francisco Walgreens. The security guard, Michael Earl Wayne Anthony, shot Brown after a suspected shoplifting. District Attorney Brooke Jenkins released this surveillance video after announcing she will not file charges against that guard. Now there are new calls for the state attorney general and the Department of Justice to step in. Brown's father sat down with our Reed Cowan.
Banko Brown's father says Banko's last moments included the ability to give his dad's name and number to police. But by the time police called Terry Brown, Banko was dead. Now, before we continue with this story, we need to let you know that Terry Brown is going to refer in this story to Banko as his daughter, China Brown, using she as a pronoun. Mr. Brown says while he supported Banko's gender transition and name change, Banko will always be his little girl. Listen.
It's the interview Terry Brown did not want to do. Reliving moments that came the day a Walgreens security guard fired a fatal shot as Banko Brown backed out of the store.
Just getting that news that morning, that on the 28th, that Friday morning, just changed my whole world. The examiner called me, told me that they had my daughter, China Brown.
Brown was dead. Terry Brown learning death did not come before Banko was able to tell police where to find him.
She said her name, told the police her name, and gave me your phone number. So I'm like, I knew it was her. And I just broke down. And it was just the worst day of my life to hear that. I was screaming, yelling, no, this can't be true. And it took like about 20 20 to 25 minutes for me to recover.
Brown waited days as leaders and activists demanded District Attorney Brooke Jenkins release the surveillance video. When Jenkins relented and released, the images of Banko Brown in what appears to be a chokehold before the fatal shot went viral.
Have you seen the surveillance video?
No,
Tell me why you've chosen not to see it.
because I don't want that memory in my head. He did her wrong. He did her wrong. Like they said, he was choking her, throwing her around like a rag dog. They said the way the video is, it's like an old lynching or something. Like he beat her, then shot her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still like, I don't understand it.
If you had that power, where would you hit pause? Where would you hit stop? And what would you say?
Right at this door. Right at the door. Like right when he right there like that, stop.
Terry Brown knows of the criticisms about Banko and the problems of theft plaguing the Bay Area. Grab and run crime is real where we live, but he says
That was too far. That went too far. You using force over snacks? Something that's not even $10? You using deadly force? No, I don't support that. Little teenagers, they go in stores and take stuff, put it in their pocket. Like, no, does that mean you can go in the store and they could just, a little kid there and snatch him up like that and choke him out? No, that's not right. That's not right. Grown or little, no, I don't support that.
Why did it happen to Banko?
I don't know. It might have been because of the gender. It might be because they had an altercation before. We don't know. I wish I did know, but I don't know. I can't answer that.
The district attorney's own report reveals this directive from the security firm KPIX. It says April 27th, the day Banko Brown died, an abrupt policy change directed guards to, quote, engage in hands-on recovery of merchandise and, quote, actively work to retrieve or recover any stolen items once it was clear that the individual intended to leave the store without paying. Now, we have reached out to the DA's office after Terry Brown's interview for her response, but we have not heard back yet. Police Chief Bill Scott also faced questions about the case during a police commission meeting yesterday. He said the DA's report to police was missing a recommendation about whether or not to charge the guard.
In this particular one, to my knowledge, there was no recommendation of charges. Does that ever happen? Typically, it doesn't happen very often. To my knowledge, there was not any recommendations or non-recommendations to charge. The case was presented.
Civil rights attorney John Burris told CNN he is moving forward with filing a lawsuit in this case soon.